including I most recently presented for Trent Bosch in one of his internet demos. And it was really well received. It seems to be a lot of people want to know how to get better pictures of their creations.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like something good for us.
Yeah.
Kevin White, you're on? Kevin's our program manager.
What are you doing next month around this time?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I'm still here. Hopefully I found a house by then, but no, I'd be more than happy to do it with your club as well.
Cool.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Come
We'll
out
be
to
in
open
touch.
shop on Saturday. You can
Yeah.
meet some of us.
I don't know. I know we have some homes that we're supposed to look at on Saturday. But if I am, I will definitely join the open shop.
Great. Okay, let's move on to, we have just a few business items. Hopefully you guys have read the newsletter. We had a very successful picnic, I believe. We had some great donations, and if you saw the chart in there, we were about average for the last 5 years as far as revenue and so on. But I think given the circumstances, we're quite pleased with the results. So thanks everyone for who came and spent some money. Also, we had our first public event, Multnomah Days. We did that 2 years ago, and it was extremely successful in spite of last minute changes. John was our booth leader with not only providing all the tables and tents and everything, but he also was our top seller, and Kevin took the record, I think, for selling the most expensive item. If you haven't seen Kevin's hollow forms, it drew people right away. It's when they came into the booth and they touched something, is usually something that's so we have some noise in the background. If you guys could all mute yourself, that would help. Oh. Okay, so as Dave mentioned, we have open shop Saturday. As Dale is mentioning, last month we only had one person come, and this month so far we just have 2 people registered. So we have a board meeting coming the end of September that we're going to talk about, what's the best thing to do to get people into open shop, or if it's something that we should be doing in this environment. Obviously everyone's welcome. So if you are coming, please register so we know how many people are planned for. And we have 3 or 4 members that will be there, including Dave, as helpers. John, you have a AAW update you want to talk
yes.
about?
So August was election month, and we should be posting the results within the next couple of days for the new board of director members. And then the big ticket item right now is the annual members meeting on 9/11 at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 hour time. So it's a good time if you're an AAW member to join the member meeting and get a good overview of everything that's gone on with the AAW. And if you have questions, send them in. It always helps to hear from the members what questions they're looking to have answered.
So how have they done this meeting in the past?
Well, normally it's done at the symposium.
Okay.
but last year we did it via Zoom and had a pretty good attendance. And this year it's going to be again through Zoom. We are still planning in the phases of planning for the Chattanooga symposium, but I don't think anybody can make a solid prediction of what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
We're planning for it, but who knows what's going to happen between now and June.
Yeah. This year sure turned out a little different than what we thought 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, the members meeting, I mean, it's a good way to learn all of the different things that the AAW is doing. It's a good overview, and it will address any member questions.
Okay.
And that's
Thanks.
on the 11th at 11 o'clock our time.
That's a good time. Okay. Bill, show and tell.
Yes, I want
Let
to
me
thank everyone for responding to my plea of sending in stuff. So we've got quite a few pieces.
We're doing 2 months,
and
right?
yeah. So yeah, a lot of good stuff here. And I think we'll start out with our president and fearless leader, Roger Crooks.
So I got into this basket weaving thing, and it's a lot of fun. It's once you get into have the right tools to do the beads, it's a lot of fun. So this is on a maple platter, and the hardest thing is figuring out what pattern you want to pick. So that's the back. And let me tell you, it's awful easy to make mistakes in doing the pattern. This
What do
is
you do
one
when
of
you
our
make a
cats.
mistake?
One of our cats passed away, and so this is a urn for her.
Oh, pretty.
This is another bowl I did.
Hey, Roger, what do you do if you make a mistake?
You get your
You have
knife
to.
out and scrape it away, and hope for the best. The one thing about these, they're so busy that unless you really look closely, you can get away with some mistakes, especially if you have tear out. So the beading tools work great, but sometimes they do tear out. So I found that before I do the beading, if I wipe it down with walnut oil, that helps the tear out quite a bit.
It softens the grain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get less tear out if you increase the speed, or does that does it
I
matter?
run it pretty fast. I'm probably running in the close to 2,000 RPM on some of the smaller bowls.
No.
That's the same one.
Yeah.
This is actually the first one I did. The other difficult thing is making the patterns come out evenly. So you got to pick a pattern that's visible by the right numbers.
Well, that's it for the beads.
Yeah.
Beads of courage.
Did you do a paper copy first, Roger, to make sure it would turn out right?
I did. There's an online program for iPads that you can do polar graphs, which that's what these are, and then you can indicate how many rings you want and how many divisions you want, and then it has colored pens that you can go ahead and populate the
That's cool.
graph with the colors, and works out pretty good.
Very cool. David Perez.
Yes, good evening.
Looks like you've
So-
taken some courses.
So this is a box I made actually this summer. I've been taking a series of box making courses from Cindy Drozda.
Rosa, yeah.
Yeah, so this is one she calls the Star Box, and this was a really fun one. I'm trying to learn to improve my finial skills, and the lower part of the box started out as kind of an OG shaped bowl. And then between the bandsaw and oscillating spindle sander, you cut the star pattern and then just a regular dome lid and glue in the finial. One thing I don't have pictured is one of her signature things she does. She buys jewels. I bought cubic.
I'm not sure if anybody's talking, but I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. So anyway, one of the things Cindy does, her signature thing, is she mounts a jewel under the lid. So she gave us a source for settings and cubic zirconiums and stuff like that. I'm not rich enough to mount a real diamond, but it's kind of a nice little feature. I wish I would have included a photo of that, but it's a real fun project, and about four other boxes we worked on as well, but I really like this one. And the woods are maple. Actually, that's a piece of big leaf maple I bought from the club when was it Northwoods Hardwoods
Yeah,
sold out. Oh, and the piece of walnut for the finial was also from that. So these were woods I bought from the club.
Great. Yeah, it's really nice.
Thank you.
And next up, Jason Goodrich. Jason, are you here?
Yeah,
Oh, there you are.
I'm driving home from the football game. So how about you circle around to me at the end, because I'm almost home.
Absolutely. We'll do that. We'll go to Jeff Littman now. Jeff, are you on?
I am, but I was muted.
Now you're there.
Yeah, so this is a horse chestnut burl that I was given, and the shape that it ended up taking, I kept cutting away the bad parts of the wood, and this is the shape I ended up with.
Very nice.
And I filled in the black holes with coffee grounds.
It's a lot of good
Good.
figure in there.
that stain
Thanks.
on the wood on the right there.
The dark area, I'm assuming is just, I don't know, is it a black growth with an old piece of wood?
Vaulting of some kind.
Yeah, it could be.
Some
Nice.
kind of microbe.
I've done horse chestnut and it's very pretty. It's pretty soft, but it does turn out pretty.
Yeah, I have 3 or 4 more pieces of burl from the same tree. And so we'll see how the rest of them come out.
We'll make sure to show us in the next show and tell.
Okay.
Buckeye, isn't it? Isn't horse chestnut Buckeye? Same thing.
I don't know.
A horse chestnut? I thought
think so.
Buckeye was okay. I thought Buckeye was a type of maple.
Yeah, there are 2 different species.
Well, I stand corrected.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. This is my oval bowl. It's just a piece of sycamore. Actually, it's a piece of sycamore that I got from Dale's woodpile. So thanks, Dale. It's not really, I mean, it is oval and it's not really a bowl, but it's not, and it's not really an oval bowl, but it's oval. So it was fun to turn. And then I put milk paint on the bottom of it. I'm still trying to figure out the milk paint. But I want to learn how to do that. And here's a walnut bowl that I I turned and then did some power carving with a big sphere ball on a die grinder, and
Okay.
made a heck of a lot of dust everywhere. But it was fun, and it actually turned out pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with this thing, and I think it was turning too fast, but it was only 1-speed die grinder, and it burned those pieces in it. And I thought, I'll just leave those burns in, and I sanded it down a little bit, but you could still see all of the coarse lines in it. So,
What's the size of the bowl?
oh, that just fits in your hand.
Okay.
Like,
Do you do something on the inside, or is that just the shadow?
I think I just left it and plain on the inside. It's just the shadow. There it is.
Okay.
It's just that big.
Yeah.
Yep. And then here's just another piece of maple that I was messing around with, turning it kind of thin, and then just engraving up the sides with the power carver. And then, yeah, and then painted it with some, or ebonized it with some the Speedball India ink. So that's it.
I like that one a
Oh,
lot.
here's, pardon?
And that last one, I like that one a lot. Very
Thank
nice.
you. Thanks. And this is just a little box that I did. I just wanted to try to get my box making a little better, and then I saw my die grinder on the side, and I thought, well, heck, I'll just keep going with it. So there's that.
So you ground that. You ground it after you.
After
Right.
I fitted the tenon and the lid together, and pretty much did everything. I think how did I do that?
You put a hot melt glue on the edge to keep it from rotating or something?
No.
No.
I think what I did was I just compression fit it with a little spongy thing on my tail stock after I finished the top of the lid, and then I just pressed it there, and then I found after 2 or 3 years, I found my indexing thing that you could actually turn it. I only thought you could turn it like 180 degrees and make it stop when you put the lock on, but then I realized there's a screw on the outside of it that you can turn it just a little bit and do it, and that helped quite a bit for controlling. I was always sort of chasing it around as it was spinning, and anyway, it's.
Was that bleached?
I think I did. Yeah, I think it was bleached. I think so. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, no, it is. It's bleached. It's bleached.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bleached. And then my last one is just another little thing with, tried to make it a little nicer with the die grinder, tried to kind of get the things off, but it was really hard to keep you can't, I'm pointing to it. In all those little indentations, you can see a lot of the cuts in it, the kind of diagonal cuts, and it's just hard to sand it out. So I think I'm going to go back to just carving with a gouge rather than a big die grinder.
What kind of a burr were you using?
Sphere, just a ball.
Just like a regular, like a carbide, or?
I'm sorry?
Like a carbide, or?
It was a saber tooth, so.
Oh, okay.
I think those are carbide, aren't they?
Yeah, but they have the teeth, right?
Yes.
Like
yes.
Okay.
Yes. But yeah, I think I could probably get a little better if I could slow down the thing. I might get a variable speed, like the drum, the Fordham has the foot pedals. I'm thinking about maybe getting one of those to see if I can slow down my die grinder.
Yeah.
I think that'll help from it burning and making a lot of mess. And man, does it make a lot of sawdust and powder and dust. Good Lord.
Or a mask, barrel breather.
I think
Yeah.
the scratches add contrast to it,
Mhm.
Bill.
Yeah.
You know, because you got the
Thanks.
smooth upper and lower, and then in where you've indented it there, the scratches, you know, maybe one row the scratches are 45 to the left, and the bottom row they're
Oh, yeah.
45 to the right.
Yeah, I could try that.
You know, something like that would be.
Oh, yeah. That's a good suggestion.
Make it look intentional.
Yeah. Like I
I'm
meant
gonna
to
go
do that.
old school.
Which it
on
does
and
on
tell
yours.
you
They
to
all look
pull
like they're
out a
relatively
hand
much.
sharpened gouge.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna go back to hand gouges.
there's the
Uh,
black, the India ink again.
It is. It is. Oh, and then I found what I did with that though. I to make it a little shinier, to make it a better finish, I put I just did that Carnauba wax, the Beal buffing system, but I had my own little dedicated crappy buffing wheel, and because it got all black from the ink, but that kind of helped shine it up a little bit, which I thought was kind of nice. Sort of made it lacquery. So anyway, that's it. Sorry to take so much time. I just been in my shop a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Kevin, this is yours. Beautiful.
This is
Another
my
beautiful
oval bowl
piece.
contribution. It wasn't turned oval, obviously it's turned around, but this white oak just warped into almost the perfect oval. So when Dale did his demo last time, I figured this is the one I'd send a picture of for that. You can see the oval better on the bottom, which is the next photo.
It's crazy that it warped that much.
Yeah, and the crazy thing too, if you look at the other one, you can see on the one edge there's some cracks that sealed up. They were wide open at first, but it just as it kept folding up, they just closed right back up on their own. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make them totally disappear, but they are closed.
You know, white oak makes wonderful cowboy hats. You turn it thin, it really moves nice. You wouldn't think so, but it really moves nicely for hats.
I can believe that. I definitely seen some crazy movement out of it. Be heavy to put a chunk that big on there before you start turning.
This is really nice, Kevin.
Yeah. This is some standing dead maple that came down actually in my neighborhood. It's just around the corner. Big leaf maple. And yeah, I was able to turn this. I took this to Multnomah Days. I just finished it up that week and it sold right away.
How big is it?
It's about 7 diameter by like 8.5 high, somewhere in there. And I told myself I wasn't gonna oil the punky part because it was pretty absorbent, but I hand sanded up to like 2000 to try and close off the pores, and it did pretty good. It soaked it up heavy in a couple spots, but overall it was good. I saw that figure running through it. I really wanted to try and get it to pop, and
yeah, that's
for the most part it worked.
Very pretty.
What type of oil did you use to finish that? Is that
actually I used on that one? I used tried and true their varnish oil because it's super thick. It's like honey, so I figured that would help keep it from soaking into, and I think that did help a little bit.
Man, I love that. Really nice.
Thanks. And then
Another
this one I just did like last week. I jumped on a chance to get some pieces of redwood. I got a couple burls and then this little curly piece, and turned this one pretty much right away. I was excited to have it. So
great shape.
Yeah, beautiful shape.
That's it's just about 5-inch diameter by like 3 inches tall.
Boy, it almost looks sandblasted.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing.
The grain did raise up on it just a little bit, and then it took a little bit of a shine to it when I rubbed it down with steel wool.
Man, really pretty. Yeah, I love that shape.
Thanks. I keep going back to that shape. I think I'm getting it better and better.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you.
Phil Lapp.
He's hiding out now.
Are you hiding? There he is.
He's muted.
can hear you.
Trying to unmute you.
Can you unmute yourself, Phil?
There.
There you go.
You hear me now? Theodore Theater, natural edge top, and it started out with, that was a branch coming out, and I wanted to leave the branch as the handle, but it was too big, and so I cut it back a little bit.
Is that filbert, Phil?
No, Theodore Cedar.
Oh, okay. What? You actually turned things other than filbert, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Very cool, Phil. And that's it. Very
Is that
nice,
bark-
Phil.
Is
Thank
that
you.
bark going to stay on, Phil?
I'm sorry?
Is the bark going to stay on?
Yes, it stayed on. Didn't have any problem with it. It was green when I took it down, and it stayed on.
Looks like there's some moss in there.
What kind of finish do you put on with that helps the moss and everything stay on there? What do you put on the bark part?
Nothing. That's natural.
Nothing.
I didn't put anything on it.
So what finish is on the bowl at all? Anything or just oil?
On the bowl itself, the cut wood is wipe on poly.
Okay. And then nothing on the bark?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Problem with it though that I had was, if you can go back to this shot showing the knot, that because it was green, the sap kept seeping out of those, and it still is. I can't get it to seal off. I put it out in the sunshine and hopefully it would cook it out, but it hasn't so far. So I'll keep working at it.
Hmm.
It was very pitchy.
Good.
Yeah, really pretty, Phil. Thank you for
A little bit
sharing.
different.
And now, last, we have our newest member, Tammy.
Yeah, this piece is pretty impressive. It's probably the third bowl I made, and it's an accidental shape, but it came out of I think it's oak. It came out of my friend's wood pile, and it had some cool grain patterns to it. So I made this tiny bowl, and I put some whatever finish that the guy on YouTube liked, tried and true. So a lot of thought went into it. And I discovered I like putting little feet on things. So all the bowls I've been making since have tiny feet on them. But accidentally, this one turned out great, and it's pretty, and I love it.
Yeah, cool. It looks great.
How big is it?
Stop admitting it was an accident.
Oh, it's about 6 inches in diameter.
That's not that small. That's a good size bowl.
Good
It's
size
a
bowl.
cereal bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. You need to sign your name on the bottom now.
Uh-oh. With a Sharpie?
Sure. Or a wood burning pen, like
Okay.
a pyrography pen, or just a pen.
Yeah, a gel pen. If you use a gel pen before you put a finish on, you'll compress the fibers and dry instantly, and then you can put any finish you want over it. But it's the easiest thing to do is just use a simple cheap gel pen.
That's great. Thanks, Roger.
Well, that's an awesome endeavor. A great bowl for just starting out, Tammy. Can't wait
Thank
to
you.
see. Can't wait to see what you do next. Okay, that's it for show and tell.
You're gonna go back to Jason?
Oh, gosh, yes. Sorry, I'm spacey. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
Jason, are you there now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
So it was my son's first high school football game. So I was getting back from Oregon City. Like a couple others, this is my oval bowl, as oval as I can get without spending $2,700. And so these were both pieces that came from the auction, a couple branches. So one of them had pretty big beetle tracks in it, and that was kind of fun. I used a pick and got them all cleaned out. So a lot of those holes go through to the other side.
Did you find any live beetles in it?
No, that they were both pretty dry. So,
oops, sorry.
Does your son play for Central Catholic? I know that the varsity team tomorrow plays at Oregon City.
No, he plays for Westview.
Westview, okay.
Yeah. And I have no idea what that piece down at the bottom is. The other one's obviously white oak, but I had no idea what that other one is.
I don't know. It's neat that it has the two eyes there, the two knots.
Yeah, and there's a tunnel that runs right through the pith.
Oh yeah, like right there.
Yeah. Neat little piece.
And this piece is just gorgeous.
It is. With a video when it's turning and just seeing the curl change color. So this was a rough turn dried piece that I got up at Bob Espin's estate sale. And I'm really tempted to go back and get more. I wish I would have gotten more, because the figure in this is unlike anything I've ever turned before. And it was just beautiful. And this was my first time trying the carved feet on the bottom. So I'll put in a recommendation for the Fordham for you, Bill. It's really nice to work with.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
what I use to carve the feet on there.
Okay.
Nice job.
So this one's pretty big. This one, I don't remember what the exact measurement was, but it's probably close to 15-inch diameter.
Wow.
Is that
It's really pretty.
Is that curly maple?
Yeah, big leaf maple.
Yeah.
Joel Smith, also from the club. So I think it's pretty common for a lot of people. Pricing is one of the hardest things. I'd much prefer to turn a bowl than price it. And he said that he forbade me to sell this for anything less than $300. And my eyes just got real big, and I don't know.
Oh, I think that how deep is it?
It's probably 2 feet deep. So total height is probably like 3.5 or so. It's a fairly deep and slightly enclosed on the rim. So it's just one continuous curve all the way down to the bottom and up around the top. I'm super happy with this bowl.
Cool. Then you should keep it.
I might. But I've got 4 shelves in the living room that are all full, and so my wife prefers that I thin it down a little bit. So I'm actually doing the First Friday street sale out in Troutdale again tomorrow. Try and thin down the herd a little bit.
Okay. But that's center table, at least draw people over if you don't sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the live edge bowls that draws everyone in these days.
Yeah, and I might mention Teresa Espin's still got a pile of these roughed out big leaf maple bowls up at her place. So
Oh,
give her a
really?
call if you want some of them. I think all the big ones are gone, but there's still some nice figured wood.
Good, thanks.
Well, thanks everybody. That was a great show and tell. 2-month show and tell.
Yeah. Okay, on to Dale. This video, we shot this a couple months ago, and as always, Dale does a fantastic job. And I will show it to you in 1 second. Okay,